power of the Galio. We have lots of long-range stuff.
There's always the threat of the Silas ulti steals as well, but you have left On's Rakan.
Bin, Elk, On, Shun, they were looking at a team that would grow into a super team, and that's exactly what they've done, as you say, with the addition of Knight this year.
Bro, they have onto the biggest stage with the entire world watching. They get the
double knock-up already. Carrier's down to half HP. He's gonna have to flash. Gumayushi cleanses away from Knight. The chase continues. BLG flashing forward. The heal coming out. Gumayushi now slowed by the Ash, and you can't escape the quiver of Elk. First blood again to BLG.
Are you kidding me? Another one. Level 1.
Power of Elk and On. Obviously, On good in lane swaps as well. Can absorb a lot of pressure. Pretty tanky. He's gonna get knocked up here though, and Zeus may have to burn the flash to get away. Elk with the slows, just going to chip him down to about 109. He's level 1. He's about 1 minion away from level 2, so 2 tower shots should be enough to tick him over. On here, it's level 2 of his own. Shun coming in as well to bolster this attack. Zeus underneath the tower, able to flash away, gets the double knock-up, and look at On, he's about to be turned off! On goes down, Shun almost falls to, escapes that final tower attack.
Ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, but I think BLG's happy with this. Look at all the farm that's being lost. Zeus needs to TP back in quickly to soak up as much XP as he can. The good news is the threat of a redive isn't possible for BLG.
Meanwhile, on the opposite side, Bin had a smart ward earlier over that wall to see when Owner would come to pressure him off that wave, and Bin stuck around to soak up to 2.5 his level now on the Rumble before getting chased out.
Carrier looking for On here, Gumayushi here as well. On just trying to shepherd Bin in towards the tower. You can actually see Knight using the TP here. Guma still no flash, no cleanse. The Grand Entrance going to get a knock-up. Knight flashes across the wall. Shielded Durant for the double sword, and now the Flame Spitter is doing a lot of work. Guma's going to be brought back with a bailout, but can he survive? Down to 100 HP. Knight, the battle dance for On keeps him alive. Owner still chasing, and he rips through a Knight. Now Faker joins the party. A handshake from Carrier is one Bin did not want to take. Bin goes down as well, and T1 have 3 on the board.
T1 answer back so well on the top side of the map. Knight tries to punish the flash, the spot lane of T1, but they just
soaks it in mid lane here. This could be dangerous for T1.
BLG going to start up the grubs. Shun on them. On still only level 3. Has the flash, has the heal. They'll get one with the smite. Handshake pulls On back, but he can dance out with that W, and he'll manage to get to the relative safety of this top lane tri-bush. T1 will find 2 grubs for their own as they force BLG away.
Yeah, Bin has to go, but that leaves room for Faker to roam up top. Now they can guarantee numbers advantage, and they can set the sights on the tower.
Bin shows now. Do T1 pull the trigger? Do they go for the fight? Zeus was trying to hold the wave. They couldn't quite do it because BLG had enough numbers to force him away. The equalizer, the Faker stole away, does a little bit of chip damage, but not much else. Unlocked up for the moment as Faker looks for that abscond. That Duck can't quite land the chains. Carrier and Gumayushi pushing through the wave now. Paranoia coming out. Call of the Forge God is stopped. Zeus dashing forward. The shield of Durant for the taunt blocked by Owner. The knocker coming out as well as BLG trying desperately to defend the hero's entrance. Cancelled as T1 fight 2. Shun forced underneath this turret as well as BLG are walking away wounded.
Such a good play for T1. There were a few seconds left on Bin's teleport. He could not join. They forced the dive On, looking for any recallers.
I mean, T1 is sticking around. The TP will come through.
Shun already down. Bin walks into a scarred battlefield. He'll still take out Gumayushi. In the end, T1 unable to get that extra plate, but they do find kills.
Pick up the dragon right now. Shun working away on it. See if Knight, how quickly Knight can push this bottom.
Look at the positioning of Carrier here. Something he often does on this Renata is he just walks in your face. He is not afraid. He knows he has the mechanics to be able to outplay you.
Game 1 was only Gumayushi who I think had a 40 gold lead, the only speck of blue on there. Now is T1 across the board having leads apart from Bin in that top side. Knight and Faker trading here. Faker down to half HP. Meanwhile, across towards the Rift Herald. That handshake from Carrier going wide. On does have the quickness. Faker still trading down towards the bottom side. Knight goes in with the Justice Punch. Carrier down at half HP. BLG gonna get the advance through the mid lane. Faker and Knight unable to do much more than just slap each other around. No one is going to fall in that bot lane for now.
Those side lane trades are so interesting because Knight's trying to make the trade as quick as possible, get use out of the aftershock.
Oh, On just pulled back with a handshake. He's going to have to Grand Entrance his way to a Grand Exit. Manages to escape for now. For a second I thought he might fall. Faker dashing back in, lands the abduct as well. The taunt will connect onto him and slow his advance in that bot side, but with wave pushed in, he now has the opportunity to back into Fog of War and then TP into the fight. T1 still looking for a bit of a battle around this Rift Herald. The question is, will BLG acquiesce to their request to take a fight towards this top side?
And it looks like they're going to go for the recall first there for Knight because of the extended trade that Faker was able to get on him. Knight goes back to base, full heal, teleport out.
I mean, the important thing here is Faker didn't reset before TPing in, so he's at half HP. Does have the quickness stolen away. The Scuttle Crab will go across, on goes in with the quickness, knockback with the Crescent Guard as well. Call of the Forge God coming down as the die comes in. The hostile takeover just possesses BLG. It's 2 already, the hero's entrance. A swift exit back to the fountain for Knight as T1 clean up the fight.
It's
BLG. Very similar to how far ahead BLG were in game 1, although obviously T1 have yet to take all of the
steps up. Have to be a little bit careful there, so sacrifice the tower initially, and then as you said, they have the Rift Rail.
But he should be able to survive this, especially with Jun coming in from the side. We'll take a spear to the back for his time in the mid lane, but T1 just used the fact they've...
They're looking to suffocate BLG out from more.
All right, BLG.
Oh, the flank.
Zeus has got behind them here, brings the call of the Forge God. Paranoia, paranoia! Everyone's out to get you, Elk! He falls first, still has both his summoners. On's gonna dash away. The chase comes in by Faker, steals away the quickness. A hero's entrance from Knight just to defend his support. T1 though find one, and they'll turn their eyes towards the Drake.
Ornn and Nocturne, it is just too dangerous to step out onto the map, out in front of any of your towers, and as soon as they do, T1 close the trap shut. They get their extra kill.
Elk doesn't even use a summoner spell, and I understand why. Like, what's the point?
He's like,
Where's
yep,
he
you
gonna
got
go?
me.
And he'd rather save it for the upcoming fight. He knows that there's still ways for them to come back into the game. Knight, I think, is a little too tanky to fall to this little skirmish in the mid lane.
Best as well to try and reduce a little bit of the healing coming out from T1. The arrow comes down. Just wide of Faker. On still on the chase here. The rest of BLG starting to back away, and On realizes they don't want to advance any further. Don't have the vision around the blue buff where T1 are beginning to advance themselves.
I mean, Faker does have the global aggro debuff that we've all known him to have.
Him and Teemo, the two.
Yeah, BLG not going to be baited in, or are they? They see Faker here.
Been trading with Zeus. Quickness coming out as they look to be engaged. They find Faker. Still has the flash. Paranoia comes out. The Crescent Guard will keep Faker alive for the moment. And Carrier has a flank position of his own. Oda has the bailout on his shoulders. And Shun is already down. TP now invested from Bin or from Knight as they look to rejoin the fight. Elk goes down, On follows suit. And T1 have been able to defend Faker. They keep him alive. Faker flashes. And Knight can't find him. T1 find 4. Only Bin left standing.
Many have tried before, but Faker does not fall that easily. His team is quick to react. It's just the one player that is so hard to catch.
See the ramifications of that play. The Baron buff in the hands of T1, walking up these towers, they just fall over in front of them. This series here, very likely to get evened up. The response in game number 2 for T1, taking back the Silas.
They are 12,000 gold ahead or thereabouts, and T1 advance on 2 lanes. Faker in mid has stolen away Elk's ultimate and has used it to great effect so far this game. Gumayushi has a masterworked Blade of the Ruin King alongside a Terminus and a Ginsu's. Look at Elk still about half an item behind. T1 continue to pile the pressure on. On looks for Ona, can't find him. BLG just trying to find some semblance of an engage, trying to find some way to break through the armor of T1 right now, and perhaps it's Faker that they want, but he dives back in onto Shun. Half HP now on the Xin Chao, and T1 just chipping away. That's all they need to do. They have the Baron buff for another minute's time.
Again, Baron buff and 6 grubs just solve so many siege problems. Arrow gonna get juked.
Flash was lost there for Carrier, but the damage is still being done. BLG's picked.
There they go.
Quickness, Paranoia coming out. The quickness goes in. Gumayushi locked up here as Entrance going in as well as Knight looks for the back line. But already he needs to look at his own team because they are being ripped to shreds by T1. It was a valiant effort, but BLG find nothing.
T1 will strike back in game number 2 to even it up here in London.
Try as you might, T1 are on home turf. And we're going to a best of 3.
Lethal efficiency.
These were the best highlights from today's Worlds 2024 matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say, okay. See you on the next one.